And how the hell is everybody? Told you I'd be right back, and here I am chatting with my brother, the guy behind me on the wall there between the two guitars, Eddie from Prison City Brigade. How the hell are you, brother?
Doing pretty well. Actually, you caught me on a work assignment when I'm out in Indiana this week, so I got a lot of free time.
Woohoo! Uh, so, the last time we chatted, I have no idea what happened, but I lost the video, and you guys had just played the prison out in Kansas.
hmm
So, how was that?
Honestly, I think the last time too, I was having a bunch of audio difficulties. My internet at my house was not the greatest. So, just to recap, like playing the prison was an experience that cannot be put into words. It's something that if any band out there has a chance to do it, first off, it's for a great cause. You know, it's something that the inmates look forward to, and the interaction overall, they are appreciative and respectful to you. But as we were told, like Lansing County Prison is one of the most, if not the most violent prisons in Kansas. And for the 3 hours that music's going on, nothing happens. Like it's almost an unspoken rule that if any of the residents mess that up, well, they'll be dealing with some serious consequences.
The other inmates have a system. Don't take away their privileges.
Exactly.
Um, okay, hold on. I think. Yeah, we need to do that. There we go. Oop. Because I'm trying to get everything right. There we go. Okay. So, and I would suspect that Ratchet was especially nervous.
No, Ratchet actually felt perfectly fine. Uh,
Well,
Honestly, after the first song or two, it was basically just another show to us. It
oh, right on.
didn't feel any different.
Well, we've all seen her on stage, and we know she can hold her own. So,
Exactly, exactly.
so
Uh,
are
uh, I mean, we just went in there and did our thing. Nothing else.
so are we gonna get an album out of it? Prison City Brigade live at Leavenworth.
Um, there are audio tracks from the show, and other than that, all I can say is that the audio tracks were released a part of a full start to finish of the show. I did go in and isolate our tracks because there were other musicians playing that night as well. We played for like a good 45, 50 minutes. Even pulled out a bunch of stuff at the end to where they just did not want us to stop, so we just kept playing. Um, in regards to when those will be done or cleaned up, I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
When it does happen, I don't see much of any promotion behind it. It'll be a surprise to everyone.
Hell yeah, I'm excited for it. So what else is going on with the brigade?
Right now we've been back to the studio. There are three songs that I want to say recording wise are about 85% done.
Sweet.
Uh, Ratchet has the majority of her vocals done. I just got to get in there, do the vocals for the one song I primarily sing out of these three. Possum's got to get in there to do his back vocals. Potentially mixing and mastering will start if everything works out. Probably next week or the following week.
All right, yeah, because you said your next album, Ratchet, was going to be stepping up on more vocals. We are definitely excited for that. But let me backtrack a little bit. Go with some old school Prison Brigade, because lately I've been listening to it a lot, and I sat down and did my research. How did Michael David Wilson come about?
Oh, MDW2.
So for those who don't know, MDW, Michael David Wilson II, is an English horror writer, horror movie maker, and podcaster for, what is it, Horror Now?
I did not know that, to be honest with you.
I am talking about the right Michael David Wilson, right?
I don't know. Essentially, how Michael David Wilson II came about is for for those that don't know, I've worked with Amazon for the past 8 years. I've worked at different sites, and every site is based off one of the airports in that area. Well, unfortunately, one of the sites I worked at was not the greatest, and I wrote a song about it, and the lyrics in that song basically say it all. I am no longer at that site, and personally, that was just my opinion of it. So, yeah. In regards to the author, writer, and all that, I did not know that that was actually someone named that.
Oh, because I honestly thought it was, I mean, knowing you guys and doing my research on who that is, I thought it was a whole collaboration. What's going on, JD, up there in the Northland in Minnesota?
No, did not even know that there was an author named that. So now I'm just like, shit.
It's okay. It was a long time ago, and I'm sure the guy enjoys it because if you look up Michael David Wilson II, the first three things that come up are the Prison City Brigade podcast, and then it comes up the person.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, wow. I basically was trying to hide that I was writing it about that specific building. So
Okay.
I'm like, I can't just call it by the name the building goes by. So I got to figure out a way. And all that really came to my mind at that point, and for those wondering, this was back in like 2019, 2020. So the only thing that came to my mind is that acronym based. I'm like, you know what? Let's reverse it. Let's not have an acronym. Let's make something tied in that. If people figure it out, they figure it out. If they
I
don't,
just figured it out.
mm-hmm.
Only because I used to live to where they came over my house.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great. That is awesome. So do we have any tour dates coming up?
I think we're done touring for this year in regards to like playing out of state. I mean, it's getting close to the end of the year. It's kind of difficult to schedule anything at this point on a grand scale. Uh, like August 31st, we're playing at the Drunken Donut in Joliet. August or September 6th, we're playing a DIY camp out that's being thrown together by Punk Rock Tacos up in the Rockford area.
Right on.
They're not announcing the address or anything. It's one of those you have to ask for it. And then October 10th, we're playing the Cubby Bear in Chicago.
Hell yeah. I always thought if you had to ask, you don't need to know.
Exactly.
Because yeah, I know we were talking a while back, and I was seriously trying and hoping I could get you guys down in my area this year. Unfortunately, someone tried to throw some negativity out there about me, person that don't even know me, and I think I got the fires all put out, and I think hopefully next summer I'll be able to get you guys down here.
Well, next summer will definitely be a big one for us because it'll be 13 years since I started the band.
Lucky
So
13.
13 years of debauchery. I've got we've got a lot of plans for it. So that's why getting this new EP out there, whether it be 5 songs, 6 songs, or it turns into a full length, or we just release a couple singles here and a couple singles next year, and then it's all in the works on what we're trying to do. But I do know there will be a lot of out of state shows next year.
All right. Because yeah, I know I'm definitely looking forward to bringing you guys down here along with a bunch of others. Um, I actually had a meeting with the Greenville Tourism Commission, the next town over, and that was really really positive. We're having a show this weekend. It's the Sounds of Muhlenberg, and it's a bunch of local bands. Well, I found out one of the guys, one of the artists is paying to put on the show. And I said, no, you ain't doing that. So Friday, in 4 hours, I raised almost $300 in gift cards that we're going to raffle off so that we make sure these bands, that this guy is not paying to play his own show. And
Yeah,
then,
no, that's not how it should be.
no, I am, I am 100% dead set against pay to play.
Right.
So I'm gonna make sure that this guy is not paying to put on his own show, and after that, see what I can do to raise funds to get Prison City Brigade down here, plus maybe a few others.
Hey, we're easy to work with. You know that.
Oh yeah. In fact, I think I owe you guys for a show.
I'm not sure. I don't keep tabs on that.
But so we got a new. You got some. What'd you say? 85% done with a couple tracks on the new album.
Yeah, we have 3 new ones that are about 85% done. We have Trainwrecked. We have Stuck, which years and years ago, before Ratchet joined the band, she was a part of a ska band that had released a song. They had told her flat out because she had written it, if she ever wanted to take it, and we've kind of revamped it to more of our sound compared to how it was originally recorded. And then we have one that is called "Do You Hear the People Scream?"
Hell yeah.
So yeah,
I,
it's taken us a while to get new music out because after Zach moved to Alabama, we kind of had to rediscover our our roots at that point. The whole we didn't have a lead guitarist anymore. We've reverted back to how PCB started in regards to being a straightforward punk rock band, and honestly, rediscovering ourselves. It's not like the War on Boredom days when we were writing punk rock music and just goofing around. We actually have found our voice and able to continue doing what we've been doing the last few years.
right on. So I take it it's time to get serious.
You know, we have always, when I write lyrics and everything, I have more so focused on things that everybody can relate to, especially when it comes to mental health. Unfortunately, I did say a long, long time ago that if we ever had to get of a more serious nature about other things in this world, we're going after everything.
Okay.
And the time has come. When we released One Shot, that was kind of our turning point in a way.
Okay.
Because listening back to our old music, the subtle political undertones were always there. And now it's time that it's no longer subtle. We are going to say exactly how we feel about anything and everything.
Go ahead, do it. Um, I
Exactly. What's going to happen? We get canceled? Oh,
well, and I've told people, feel free to go ahead and get political. Me personally, I don't get political on social media, only because a lot of the bands and a lot of the artists I really like, we may not share the same political beliefs, and I don't want to alienate anyone that way. So, like
see, and
everything
that was
else
our
in my life, I don't discuss politics and I don't discuss religion.
See, and that was our whole thought process around it originally of not wanting to alienate anyone. And in all truth and reality, we still do not want to alienate anyone. We don't. But there's a right way and a wrong way to go about spreading your message and your opinions and your ideas. And if done correctly, No one should be alienated because they should just be able to accept, okay, hey, this is the way this person thinks.
Yeah.
You know,
And
I
they
mean,
have the right to think that as long as they're not hurting you or inhibiting your right to live your life your way. I mean, let people live.
exactly. But there are certain things going on in this world and this country that are just downright wrong,
They're
and those are some of the things we're calling out.
right on. Yeah, call them out.
I think we almost had a song kind of similar. I think we had a song about that briefly too back on the third album.
Okay.
If you think about call out,
Yep. Um,
it's
I
all coming full circle finally.
I enjoy real life call outs, but I don't think anyone's done anything lately for me to call them out on it.
No, and to be fair, outside of just things going on in the real world and whatnot, and the idiocracies that we are seeing on every which aspect. Personally, my personal life, I don't have anyone to really call out. I have come to a point where I enjoy my isolation. If I'm not at a show, if I'm not at work, if I'm not at the gym or with my daughter, I am more than likely just sitting at home.
Same here. This is if my car is in my driveway, this is where you'll find me.
Exactly. I tell everyone I am not that hard to find. If you need to find me, it's not hard to find me.
All right.
And at that point, it's a matter of if I show you the time of day or not.
Right. Well, there's some people, that got to know that, hey, the phone works two ways.
Exactly.
And, and speaking of, next time I come up that way and I'm sitting at the top fuel, I will definitely hit you up.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've had a wonderful tendency of not hitting me up when you show up there.
Dude, usually it's just at a spur of the moment, and it's like all of a sudden I'm at the top fuel soon. It's like, okay, how did we get here?
To be fair, I can't really argue with you on that one because I don't go down Top Fuel as much as I used to.
Right.
Um, but yeah, usually if I wind up there, it's not usually because I plan to be there. It's just like, I'm there. I'm in the area. I'm stopping in.
Well, and the last time I was there, I was actually supposed to be at a wedding rehearsal dinner and ended up at the top fuel instead.
Yeah, how'd that work out for you?
Pretty good. I showed up to the wedding next day and no one noticed I was gone. Except for the five people that remembered me from the last wedding being drunk as fuck and wanting to go to the strip club. Hey Chris, want to go to the strip club? Let's go. Silver Slippers right down the road.
Oh boy. I mean, but to be fair, whatever. How else do you celebrate a wedding afterwards?
To
I
be
mean, the bride and
fair.
groom are going out. They're gonna go do their own thing. What are you gonna do?
Exactly. I mean, the groom's going to see some boobies tonight. I want to see some too.
Oh, shit. So what's new with you? What's going on down there?
Honestly, I'm trying to get back on my feet. Y'all know about a year ago I crushed my left foot and I finally started physical therapy today after another 10 weeks in a cast after reconstructive surgery. So just
I was
trying
gonna
to.
say I remember the accident. I remember you were down and out for a while. And I think one of the times we had just talked, you were just going in for the surgery.
Yep. I had the surgery in June and they took the cast off a week ago and I started physical therapy today. Other than that, I'm just trying to bring more music to where I'm at. I mean, their town slogan here is where the music never ends, but I just keep hearing crickets.
Sometimes it's like that.
Yeah, and I told them, I think I sent you a picture of the one stage they have here. It's a beautiful stage, and it mostly sits empty. And I told them where I'm from in Illinois, if there's a stage like that and there's not a band on it at least Friday and Saturday night, it's a waste of space.
And it really is a shame that it's not even just like happening down there. It's happening in a lot of other places too. And I'm not quite sure as to why. I'm not sure if people are afraid to utilize what they have, or if it's, they don't think it's beneficial.
Yeah, I know. I thought we were past all the COVID and social distancing and no concerts.
Places are past that, but I think they're more so afraid of the clientele that may be brought in. They would rather stick to uh, generic fan favorites like your everyday cover and tribute bands.
Right.
You know, it's interesting to see now, and I didn't go to many like summer festivals around the area, but there were multiple times I was getting Snapchats and whatnot from friends of mine going to like Taste of Joliet or Three Rivers Fest in Shanahan, or even my friends down in St. Louis. And the main like rock band they had on Friday night, because Friday night at these festivals are usually for rock bands, they're the emo alternative cover tribute bands. And I'm like, I don't know whether to feel old and honored or to be like, oh, it's time for me to go to bed.
Dude, you know who we had down here a couple of weeks ago?
Hmm.
Over in Madisonville, they had Vanilla Ice and Morris Day in the Time.
See, I'd go see Morris Day in the time. I would definitely go see Morris Day.
I wanted to. I don't even remember what happened that day. I didn't get over to go see Morris Day because I wanted to take video, send it to Steve up at Top Fuel, and here you go, Jerome.
Yep. Yeah, I'd see Morris Day all the time. I would go see Morris Day. I know a few years ago at the Taste of Joliet, they were supposed to have like Huey Lewis in the news, but that was around the time that Huey had actually announced his retirement because of his hearing and everything. And I mean, you know what? Those guys have been at it for decades now. They have earned a very long retirement.
Right? Yes, David, the motherfucking time. Uh, but yeah, that's what we get down here. And when I was, trying to say, hey, I'd like to bring these bands, one of the pushbacks I got was, well, you want to bring rock music, which is full of drugs and violence. Not really. Uh, where I live is the home of the Everly Brothers. And my argument was, why did the Everly Brothers break up? Because Ike Everly got pissed drunk and Don Everly beat the shit out of him with a guitar. So don't blame it on rock music.
See, and that's one thing that I've actually learned and realized, and it's funny because you've known me a long time. You've known
Yeah.
Prison City Brigade a long time. You can go back um, to us doing shots of Malort and Jack Daniels and whatever while we're on stage.
Yes.
But
I believe I brought you a
nowadays,
tray of shots on stage once.
you actually did. You did. I was very appreciative of that shot. I don't think Ratchet was, but it was funny as hell watching her take it.
It was Jameson. It was not Malort.
No, it was not Malort that
I'm,
time.
I'm, I'm not that big of a dick.
Hey, we would have gladly accepted it. But nowadays, for example, Possum doesn't really drink. Ratchet really can't drink. I may have a double Jameson before going on stage, but that one will probably last me until I go on stage. You know, looking back at the amount of alcohol I used to consume before going on stage compared to now, I just have to wonder and ask, wow, what was I thinking? How did I make it through half those shows? And how did my liver keep up all these years? Like, you can't do it anymore.
The liver is evil and must be punished.
The liver, the punishment will continue until morale improves.
But yeah, honestly, I haven't had a drop to drink in 8 months now.
Very nice.
Yeah, I realized one day that I kind of wanted to keep myself in control anymore.
Yes. That's like I'll go out every now and then Fridays with one of my coworkers. We'll go to karaoke that one of our friends runs, and we'll just sit there and shoot the shit and have drinks all night, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting obliterated like I used to, and honestly, I'm having more fun being coherent and remaining in control.
Right. Oh yeah, and I still go to the bar. I go to the Legion regularly and just sit there and drink Dr. Pepper. And people will, you don't drink. Why do you go to the bar?
Socialize.
Socialize. Talk to
Yeah,
people.
that's literally all it is. Like once you get to a point where you're just going out for human interaction, because in all retrospect, in reality, I've said this before, humans are not meant to be singular creatures. We need social interaction. We
We're
need
pack
connection. We need,
animals.
yeah, we need to be around other people, you know. And whether it's watching a sporting event or just sitting somewhere talking, you know, it needs to be done because the moment you pull yourself back from society for too long and away from everyone, now that goes beyond isolation. That is literally just asking for your mind to start to deteriorate.
Right on. And you're still doing tables, ladders, and chairs, right?
Tables, layers, and chatter. Yep. My brother and my buddy Tommy, we are on season 3. We still do it every Wednesday night at 7:30 Central Time. And then I just relaunched my solo podcast, which takes place on Tuesday nights at 7:30 Central Time.
Okay. Now I gotta ask because it's been a minute since I watched TLC. You guys did do a little Hulk tribute, right?
We did talk about Hulk Hogan, and in regards to Hogan, I made the argument because it was a back and forth thing between Tommy and Cody, like it always is.
Right.
Like it always is between Pony Boy and Tommy Guns. It's always a back and forth between those two, and I have to sit there and play peacekeeper. And my exact wording and thought process on the whole Hulk Hogan thing is you can respect the entertainer for what he did for wrestling. In regards to the individual, you know what? Yeah, he did shitty things. And yes, he was a piece of shit. You know, he really was. But you have to separate that. And
Yes.
the argument I made to a lot of people. Now keep in mind, in regards to Hulk Hogan, Devon Dudley excused him and forgave him for the comments that were made and even said something to the effect of, this was a private conversation that got released. I would like to see some of your guys' private conversations,
Ex-
which very
exactly.
truthful.
Oh,
But
and
the final thought I had is you have to separate the entertainer from the individual because I'm pretty sure there are probably still people on my friends list on Facebook that are listening to R. Kelly and P. Diddy.
yes. And honestly, like you said, it was a private conversation that somehow got recorded and released. Every every guy in the world has locker room talk.
It
Everybody
happens.
in the world says something they're going to later regret.
Mhm.
So, I mean, personally, I don't look at his personal life. I look at him as the wrestler I knew growing up, the entertainer, and
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, you look at the entertainment, and to be fair and honest, truthful, without what he did for wrestling, it would not be as mainstream as it is now. Now, in regards to the whole mainstream thing in wrestling, am I happy that WrestleMania tickets are $5 grand a piece? Hell fucking no.
See, that's
At this point, at this point, I'll never be able to go to WrestleMania because it seems like they're going to keep having it in Vegas, and I refuse to go to Vegas.
I don't blame you for that. And at that price, I mean,
I
wrestling.
refuse. I refuse to go to Vegas for a lot of reasons, and the number one reason I have always said I will not go to Vegas. I mean, granted, if Chris Reject asked me to come play a show in Vegas with his band, yeah, we've talked about that. But in regards to going for a big event like WrestleMania or anything where it's a week long thing, no, I have insomnia to begin with. Do not put me in a town that never shuts down.
Right? Dude, the first time I went to Vegas, we were there for 3 days and I didn't sleep a wink.
Yeah, do not put me in a town that never shuts down, and do not put me in a town where if you're playing at the casinos, you're drinking for free a lot of the time. Because I'll sit there on the penny slots and I'll make sure I get my money's worth
Right?
until I get a little saucy and I'm like, yeah, bet the whole thing.
That's the other problem. You start drinking and then you just shit. All of a sudden, kids' college fund is gone.
Exactly. And you know what? Funny story about Vegas is that my grandmother, when she was alive, she would go to Vegas once or twice a year. She had
Mm-hmm.
friends out there and all that. And she would always come back and say it's the running joke, and I've noticed it with people who gamble and play slots and everything. They'll always tell you how much they won, but they'll never tell you how much they lost.
Yep, yep. And see the thing about WrestleMania, to me, the WWF and the NASCAR, those are redneck sports.
Mhm.
What redneck do you know can afford $5,000 a ticket?
See, and that's the other thing about it. It's that they've even said wrestling used to be in auditoriums, in theaters, and everything. It was for the middle, lower class as entertainment.
Yeah.
And props to WWE for making it what it is today, but they've kind of taken away a little bit of that aspect where now it's turning in, like WrestleMania is turning into the next Super Bowl thing where you got to pay an arm and a leg to go and attend to it.
Yeah.
Which, when it comes down to business, I get it. I get business. I understand it. I am not a fan of how they had originally said that WrestleMania 42 was going to be in New Orleans, and then they changed it to Las Vegas again. I I'm sure there's a lot of deals behind the scenes that went on and things that were not being met because just like the Olympics, there's a timeline to where you got to have things in order. That's why Minneapolis lost WrestleMania 40. No, WrestleMania 41 was supposed to be in Minneapolis originally, and then they moved it to Vegas.
Okay.
I don't I don't like the fact that they're doing back to back in Vegas.
Yeah, and that's just like I said, because we went to, it wasn't WrestleMania, but it was an event back in the 90s. Tickets were dirt cheap and whatnot. And you could have taken the crowd and had a mullet competition.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, most of the people you see there are wearing designer jeans, playing on their phone, looking like they don't even want to be there.
Yep. I mean, wrestling wise, they're getting ready to announce whatever September PLE is going to be, and supposedly, rumor has it, it's going to be Bad Blood in Indianapolis. Which, all right, I will buy tickets to go that. I love going to Indianapolis. It's only a
Hell
three and a
yeah.
half hour drive. I love Indy, but with them announcing SummerSlam next year is going to be in Minneapolis, we're talking about a road trip. It's only a 6 hour drive.
Hey, and Minneapolis is fun.
I've never been there. We were supposed to play there years ago, but that was during a polar vortex, and we had tour van issues, and that was a nightmare run. That was 2017, I think. That polar vortex sucked.
Yeah, we went up there years ago for a Bears and Vikings game. When we weren't at the game, we spent the rest of the time at Mall of America. And we were there for 3 days, and I still don't think I saw everything Mall of America has to offer.
I've heard it's massive. I would like to actually go there one day, but I've been told by people you need at least 2 or 3 days to get through everything.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, we were there for 3 days, minus the Bears game was the only time we weren't at the mall, and we didn't see everything.
I'm not speaking of the Bears and everything like that. I'm waiting to see how this whole Arlington Heights Stadium thing plays out. I mean, the plus note is they have said they want a dome. if they get a dome, generally speaking, once that dome opens and is operational, WWE makes sure WrestleMania is there that inaugural year. So I would not be surprised to see WrestleMania down in Tennessee in the next year or two.
Wait, Arlington Heights. Are the
Yeah,
Bears getting a new stadium?
you haven't heard about this?
Uh-uh.
Oh yeah, it's been in the talks for like the last 2 or 3 years now. They're essentially trying. I believe they already bought the property, but they bought the old Arlington not Speedway Raceway,
Okay.
where they had the horse races and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Apparently, they bought that property and they are trying to push for a new stadium.
Huh. No, leave them at Soldier Field where they belong.
And yeah, you already know the city of Chicago is doing everything in their power to keep the Bears because, well, what are you going to do with Soldier Field for, I don't know. Well, let's see. You have concerts there in the summer and springtime. What are
Yeah,
you going to do with it for the other 4 or 5 months?
let it sit empty and be a waste of space.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because the only thing I really knew going on up there is I guess they're building a huge ass mall and casino on I-55 and I-80.
Okay, so with that, Hollywood Casino moved. They built a whole new casino off that. But yes, they are essentially turning that area into a very big complex, I guess you could say. Yeah, the casino's open. It opened last weekend, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm not much of a casino guy. I'll play the slots at the bar, but yeah, if I'm at the casino playing, it's usually the carnival games like 3 card poker and all that random stuff where all it takes is 2 good hands and you can walk away.
Right. Yeah, because I know they told me that it was going to be a big mall with the casino in it, and then it was going to have like 3 hotels in there, and
So essentially, what they're trying to do is, if you remember years ago, uh, off I-80 by like Country Club Hills, and before you hit like 57,
yeah.
there's that sign that says Chicago Outlet Mall that never got built.
Okay.
That's what they're trying to do there now.
Okay. They're trying to finally build something the billboard's been there for 20 years.
Yeah, except it's about a good 30 minutes west of where they were going to put it.
Okay.
But my personal opinion is this: in regards to like building a mall and everything over there, malls are dying. Who's actually gonna? It's a waste.
Yeah.
The new casino, I get it. The original the Hollywood Casino was originally Empress, and Empress had been there for 30 some odd years. I get why they needed to move and renovate and make it bigger. I get it, but there's still people that don't understand how that interchange works.
Yeah.
I don't know how many friends of mine I saw posts over the wintertime. They were going off the road because they were sliding and didn't realize, oh shit, I got to turn here.
Dude, you know what? I've come to the conclusion there's dumb drivers everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes,
today, right in front of the police department in Greenville, I'm in the lane to go straight. The car next to me's in the turn lane, but something told me he ain't turning. I go to go, he goes to go. I hit my brakes because the guy in the turn lane goes straight in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude.
Well, that's like one of the funniest things that the Amazon that I'm at out here in Indiana, all right, they officially launch September 14th. And one of the entranceways, well, the main entranceway that the GPS takes you to their, associated visitor parking lot, it's off of a roundabout. Now, I know how roundabouts work. But to people that may not know, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know who decided to design it that way, but yeah,
Well,
whatever.
where my brothers live up in Iowa, they did that, put in a bunch of roundabouts. And I hadn't been there for years. I go to my brother's house. I leave there. I end up in a roundabout. I thought I went the right way, but 20 minutes later, I looked at the Google Maps and realized I was halfway to the wrong town.
Oh boy.
JD up in Minnesota, glad to see you're still here. Hope you're enjoying the show, listening to me and Eddie just talk about random shit. Corn cobs. Iowa's full of them.
Yes. Yes, it is.
But I'll tell you what, Eddie, I smell food coming from the kitchen, so I'm going to get the hell out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, feel free to check out Prison City Brigade, Bandcamp, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook. Plug yourself, Eddie.
All you got to do to find anything Prison City Brigade related is just type us in Google, and we are the first thing that pops up. You know, we've got 3 albums, a few singles, we got more music coming, and we got a lot of plans for next year. I mean, this year is winding down, and you know what? We just continue to keep growing, and I am having one hell of a time doing this.
Hell yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, you can also find Prison City Brigade on AsgardRadio.com. I have all of their music in the auto DJ, so if no one's on there, something's going to play eventually.
Mm-hmm. And as I tell everyone, if you don't like one song, go to the next one. We are positive you will find something you like.
Hell yeah. That's what I always say. If you're listening to an album and if you don't like the song, go to the next one. Or bear down, wait the 2.5, 3 minutes, and just hear it.
You know, and that's the best part about albums out there. Like, there are times when I listen to an album and I may not like a song, and then I come back a few weeks later, I'm like, you know what? I maybe didn't give this one a fair chance.
Right? Well, and then I found the coolest thing in my car. I put a CD in, and it automatically records it to the car's memory. So
That's what you were telling me.
yeah, if I ever sell my Infinity, the next person that buys it is going to be listening to Prison City Brigade, the Almas, Roses on Red, and Motorhead.
Oh God, they are in for a treat.
Yes. But all right, Eddie, I appreciate you hanging out with us. Everybody out there in social media land, I appreciate it. But man, that food smells good, and I'm hungry.
You have a wonderful night.
All right, you too, brother. I will catch everybody.